Is it actually time to end the NBA draft? Are we done with the draft? Adam Silver has alluded to making multiple changes, fellas, to the NBA draft and how it's set up, and just everything surrounding the draft, simply to minimize teams from tanking to get that top pick or a better pick. And he even alluded to doing a tournament at the end of the year. The team that wins will ultimately get the number one pick.
Yep.
But recently, he also came out and said, let's just do the hell with the draft. Let's do away with it. No more NBA draft. And this would essentially allow new incoming rookies to be free agents and sign with whatever team that they would like to sign.
What?
Is that a good idea?
Wow.
Get rid of the draft. Let rookies become free agents.
Well, first of all, Ron, the reason why teams are the way that they are is because of the draft. Like, as good as Golden State is, and the run that they had, they wouldn't be that if it wasn't for the draft. Because they got Curry in the draft. They got Draymond in the draft. They got Steph in the draft. They got Harrison Barnes in the draft. Same logic with the Toronto Raptors when they won the NBA championship. Even though Kawhi Leonard came over there and they ended up getting Kyle Lowry in a trade, but the majority of those guys, they got them in the draft. If you let guys pick teams that they want to go to, it's going to abolish a lot of the league because teams won't be able to have one good players that they can develop because nobody wants to come there. We had a conversation last June about Ace Bailey not wanting to go to Utah. Do you think Cade Cunningham would be in Detroit if it wasn't for the draft? No, he would not be. If he got to pick which team he wanted to go to, I'm pretty confident it would not have been the Detroit Pistons, considering how bad they were. No, I don't want to move to Detroit. I think it would do a disservice to a lot of the teams, and it would really cripple a lot of teams that basically rely on the draft to build their teams.
Mars, Penn, thoughts?
Honestly, if the league abolishes the draft, just file Chapter 11, close it down, shut it down, put up a billboard sign. We are out of business. It ain't gonna be pretty.
Really?
Absolutely. Off court dollars. What is stopping Nike or Adidas or Under Armour from petitioning for AJ DeBonsta to go to LA? You're just making the rich richer at this point.
Ron,
big cities already have all the advantages. They gotta have more advantages too.
Here's my only pushback to that, which I do agree with you guys for the most part with that. But also, too, you guys got to understand, not all those top prospects turn out to be what we expect them to be. That's one thing.
Right.
Secondly, the rich can only get so much rich and they can only have so many assets. You can only, like, how deep are you going to go on your bench? You, like, if I'm a rookie, I'm not going to OKC. I know OKC develops talent, but why am I going to go to OKC to sit on the bench for 3 years when I know I'm ready right now? When I know that I can, if I'm Cooper Flag, well, Cooper Flag would have been good enough to crack the rotation. But let's say Cooper Flag, like, I want to go somewhere and be a star player.
Sure.
I'm not going to go to OKC and be the fourth best player and the fourth option.
But
when I know I can go somewhere and, you want
to play immediately, Ron. 100%.
Yeah.
You as a rookie, you want to play immediately. But that Oklahoma City team, in terms of stacking not stacking draft picks, but stacking assets and things like that. Well, where did they get those assets from, Ron? They got them in the draft. That was the way that worked. None of those guys come there if they don't get those guys in a draft and they don't build that unit the way that they build it. Because nobody wants to come to Oklahoma City just off the strength of it being Oklahoma City. They go to Oklahoma City because they got a good ass team. That's how they get free agents, right? That's how they get guys in trades. Because a lot of these guys, they can very well veto a trade to go to Oklahoma City. But I'm going there because they got Shea, who they didn't get him in the draft, but they basically got him after year one, right? So they raised him, right? They got J-Dub in the draft. They got Chet in the draft. They got Case and Wallace in the draft, right? So all of these guys, and they raising them. If I don't have these assets in the draft, it's going to be really difficult to get AJ DeBonta to come to Oklahoma City. It's going to be almost impossible to get Darren Peterson to come to Oklahoma City or to Utah. That's going to be almost impossible to do that.
Typically, yes, Chill, but like as a rookie, and really, you're just it just all depends on the personality, who the person is, and what the business play is behind them. But like, you don't want to go somewhere where you can't play or showcase yourself in those first 3 to 4 years because you're still playing to get that next contract or that rookie contract extension. Like you want to go. I'm not going to say you necessarily want to go to what Washington has been,
right,
or what Charlotte's been, but like you want to go somewhere where they're not the best team and have the best talent, so you can start and still, put up numbers and still showcase yourself.
right.
But you wouldn't want to go somewhere that's just also terrible as well.
Okay.
So it'd kind of be a balance act, but it'll all depend on the rookie.
Let me
it'll
ask
all
you a
depend on their
question.
personality, and it will all depend on their representation.
Let me ask you a question. If we are all in the draft, let's just say we are the top 4 picks, you, me, Chill, and Mars. We're the top picks in the next draft. We are the dudes that are going to be seen as next up. Where are you going, Ron? And don't you dare say Seattle.
Can you just tell me what prospect am I? Out of the big 4 prospects.
Ron, you could go anywhere between 1 and you're not going to be on the board at 4.
Ron, I'm talking about the big 4 in college
right now.
Between the 4 of us, you're Caleb Wilson, right?
All right, that's cool. That's perfect.
But you could be the number 2 pick in the draft, though, Ron. That's the difference. You could be the number 2 pick in the draft.
If I'm Caleb and everything's wide open,
if you don't say the Lakers, you're insane. I'm gonna put it out there. You are insane if you don't say the Lakers.
I don't know if I would go to LA though.
Why?
I can tell you where you're not going. Ron.
You're not a lob threat. You don't want to play. You don't want to play off of Austin Reeves. You don't want to play off Luka? Are you insane?
That is fair. Caleb Wilson as a lob threat, and Caleb. But the thing about Caleb Wilson is he's not slotted
money,
to
sir?
necessarily.
Yes, he does.
But I mean, it's the NBA. If I'm one of the best players, I'm gonna get paid no matter what. My
you're
thing
going to
is
paid a little bit more. I don't need to tell you. There's a little bit more dinero if you go to.
Pin, here's the thing though, and this is what I'm not looking at today. I'm looking at 8 years from now when I'm able to get the super max. If I go to LA and I'm in Luka and Austin Reeves shadows for the next 4 years, and I turn out to be a Jared Vanderbilt and I'm Caleb Wilson, and I turn out to be a Jared Vanderbilt with, let's say I could still shoot the ball at 35%, but I'm not all that feasible in offense. I'm a lob threat.
Okay.
I cut. I run the fast break, and I just mainly play defense. My value isn't a super max player. Whereas, let's say I go to Indiana, and I become the star player in Indiana. Now I can go to LA now in year 7.
How are you
on a
becoming
super
a
max
star
contract.
in Indiana? Like they don't have Pascal Siakam playing your position. They don't got you ain't even starting in Indiana.
Caleb Wilson was starting in Indiana.
No,
over Pascal Siakam? No, he's not.
Are you insane?
No, he's
who's
not.
he starting over?
But here's the thing, though. Pascal Siakam is an aging star.
He's
I can step in. Old. Yeah, I can in 2 years, I'll be his predecessor,
And Jared Vanderbilt is a G League player. You could step in right away. I'm just saying, man, like if you open this up, I'll tell you what cities are going to get selected over and over again. Miami, Orlando, maybe Orlando, but definitely Miami, definitely LA, definitely Houston, definitely Dallas, definitely San Antonio. That's just all the taxes. You definitely getting Cali, you getting LA, you might.
It's not going to work like that though. All the prospects can't go to one. Chill.
That's
all
the
the
point.
Prospects can't go to one
this
location.
Is America.
People
do not actively just take money out of their wallets. Their agents, like, what are the schools? What are the schools that are in the top prospects? We were watching this in NIL.
You do know LA has a salary cap too, right?
Yes,
they do. They have limited roster spots, right?
They also got 2 teams too, Ron. They don't just the Lakers aren't the only team that plays in Los Angeles.
If I'm a top prospect, I'm not finna sign with you guys to go play with your G League team. You guys understand that these guys are a business in and of themselves. These guys have
doubt.
They're positioning themselves to be an all-star. They're positioning themselves to be one of the best players in the league.
Yes.
I can't do that if I go play next to Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves.
Okay, where are you going? Where are you going, Caleb Wilson?
So
Caleb Wilson?
Yeah, where are you going?
I mean, that's like you asking me on the spot. That's a tough question. If I'm Darren Peterson, Caleb Wilson's a little different.
Okay, you can be Darren Peterson.
Slide in different. Darren Peterson, I'm choosing to go to Indiana over the Los Angeles Lakers. 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Cool. Okay.
You are choosing Indiana over. Let me just put this out there. You are choosing Indiana over Brooklyn. Why?
Brooklyn, maybe not. Maybe not. But
Okay, so you haven't talked this through. Okay,
here's why I do say
that's my
Indiana.
bad.
No, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes, and here's why I do. Because once again, I laid out a couple different things. I need you to be semi-competitive,
Mm,
but I also need you to be not good enough so I can come and play day one, and I could be a star day two.
okay.
Does Darren
And day
Peterson?
three,
Does Darren Peterson? What is Darren Peterson? He's in Miami, where training camp just opened. Who is their starting two guard on? Who is their starting two guard when training camp opens up?
Oh, he's a starting point guard, Joe.
Okay, there you go. Darren Peterson is their starting lead guard when the season opens up. When training camp opens up in Miami, as opposed to in Charlotte, as opposed to in Washington, as opposed to in Salt Lake City, as opposed to in Oklahoma City. Even though Oklahoma City's got a damn good team,
Joe, he's starting in Washington too.
or
Just
in New
throw
Orleans.
that out there. He's starting in New Orleans too. He's starting a lot of places.
100% I am. But you know why I'm starting in New Orleans? You know why I'm going to New Orleans? Because I'm getting drafted there. Now, if I don't have to play there and I can play in Miami, and to your point, Ron, these guys do this all for every AJ DeBonta that's going to BYU, 10 Darren Petersons are going to Kansas and Kentucky, and North Carolina, and Duke. That's what that is. They're not going to
college.
BYU.
And BYU got some money, yo.
Yes, they
That's
do.
why I went to BYU.
And see, and that's another thing too, Penn. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yep.
The NIL has changed everything. We're not seeing all the top prospects go to like Duke's still going to be Duke. And I'm not saying that the Lakers aren't going to get. The Lakers might get 3 lottery picks, but I'm saying like it's not always going to be that top lottery pick going to LA just because they already have a plethora of riches.
Right, Ron.
As a basketball player, I want to go play.
Bro,
I know if I go over there, that's the Steph show. I know if I potentially go to
Pascal
this
aging,
other
but
team,
Steph's not.
it's still the
Yes.
Steph show.
That's a fact, man. That is
Okay.
that is a
You
fact.
you told me Caleb Wilson could go to Indiana because Pascal Siakam 31 about to be he's about to be retired.
All right, you're right. So let me take. Chill brought up Golden State. I'm saying like another team that let's say Detroit for instance. I'm not going to Detroit as a point guard because I know I'm playing behind Cade Cunningham. What is
and it's
my
Detroit
point?
too?
If I'm the top rated point guard, why would I want to go play
Then
behind?
why did Jaden Ivey want to go to Detroit?
Jaden Ivey's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. He's an off guard.
But we don't really have that today, though,
really
Ron. I mean,
semantics, man. He is a point guard.
Jaden Ivey wasn't a point guard at Purdue. He wasn't a point guard with the Pistons. He's not going to be a point guard with the Bulls.
He's a
guard, not a point guard. If I'm a point guard who I'm bringing the ball up, I'm setting the offense, and I'm all of that, I'm not going to play with Cade Cunningham. If I'm Darius Acuff, I don't want to go to Detroit and play behind Cade Cunningham. If I'm Kingston Flemings, I don't want to go to Detroit and play behind Cade.
No, you don't, right? And also remember too,
I would much rather go to Miami.
And this is a quality of life too thing, real talk. Like, remember, I only play basketball for a limited time. Like, I got to live in Houston. I got to live in Utah.
Yeah,
I got to live in New Orleans.
So where are you going, Chill? If you are Caleb Houston, where are you going?
I can tell you where I'm not going.
I really want to get through this. I really want to ask Mars, ask Cam Boozer where he would go. I want to ask this because I'm curious. I'm curious if we all end up with the same answer.
Right.
Chill, you AJ DeBanza.
Why you gotta be AJ DeBanza? Let me be AJ.
All right.
I'm Darren Peterson.
Give him who you
I'm Darren Peterson.
Yep.
I'm Darren Peterson, and I'm looking at being able, 1, to play immediately, 2, to get paid, and to be in a really good market. To be honest with you, I'm looking at Denver going, I can beat out Christian Brown. I could play in front of him.
Okay.
I could play in front of him. Yep. I could, and to play with Joker and to play with Jamal Murray, yes. I'm 100% going there. That's a group that
have we all already agreed this is a horrible idea, or are we
awful, terrible,
so. I mean,
terrible. Because Ron, what I'm thinking about is like college, right? I'm thinking about it like college in the aspect of they're the haves and the have-nots in college. So if you think about the pros, the Lakers, the Knicks, the San Antonio Spurs, that's Kentucky, that's Duke, that's North Carolina. Those are the haves, and the have-nots are New Orleans, Charlotte. Okay, those are the mid-major teams in college basketball that more times than not, you're not going to get a McDonald's All-American to come to Northeastern. Like
Sure, it's different in
I feel like
college, though.
BYU got lucky. I do. I feel like BYU got lucky with AJ DeBonsta. I think that some people in the other places, I think they dropped the ball because I don't think it was
Chill.
about game. They 100%
This
dropped the
isn't
ball.
college, though. You got to understand these guys are already better than these college players when they come in. When you step in, you're automatically the man on campus. Newsflash, AJ, as good as you are, you're not going to be the man on every single team that you go to. Like, we could put him on all 30 teams right now. He would be, it would be very few. I don't know what team he would be the best player on. I don't know what team he would be the second best player on. I don't, in a lot of teams, he would be the fourth or fifth best player. So I'm saying, like, and that's day one. Now, obviously, he can progress and become the best player, but how much time does that take? Am I going somewhere where I'm legitimately the eighth man on their roster?
So
and I have to
you're
learn
going
on
to
the fly.
Indiana. You're going to Indiana. Chill is going to Denver. Mars as Cam Boozer. Where are you going?
Interesting.
I like Dallas. I like Indiana.
Is Coop playing the 3?
It would be me and Cooper's the 3-4, yeah. I like Charlotte.
Can I interest you in Brooklyn?
You can interest me in Brooklyn.
Opportunity, marketing. They don't got another player at my position.
Those will probably be my 4 like teams on the short list, maybe. Yeah.
I wonder how AJ DeBonsta would
hosting?
approach this. I do wonder how AJ DeBonsta would approach this. I think he would want to play with a great passer. I think he would want to play with a good coach. I think he would want to be in a good development situation. I think he'd want to be in a big city. If I'm AJ DeBonsta, Joe, this summer I'm taking my talents to the north. I'm taking my talents to the north. I'm gonna go and be the number 1 option in Toronto, the number 1 bucket getter. I'm gonna tell Brandon
Mars, I
Ingram,
see you smiling.
retire.
To be honest with you, this
It's a
ain't
great
really a
idea,
bad
by the way.
idea, to be quite honest with you.
It's a pretty great idea.
The only reason why you smiling because it's Penn saying it, because Penn is a Toronto homer. But if that was me, like I'm looking at Toronto, I'm like, yo, this ain't a bad idea.
There's
Toronto
an
was a
opening
great
for a
market.
25 point per game scorer on this team, and
It's a
I'm
great
immediately
market.
walking into a playoff team, and I'm in
Yes.
one of the biggest cities in the world. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Or
it's a great
Chicago.
market.
One of those 2 teams.
Yes.
I'm going. If I'm AJ DeBonsta, I'm going to Toronto, or I'm going to Chicago, or if I could think of a third place, I would not mind Houston.
But see, Penn, even to piggyback on that, so you would say you guys don't have so you just mentioned great city, nice market, and then also you said that
Chill,
guys
you
have
know somebody.
And you would have your biggest fan in your back pocket. I'll be right there. I'll be like supporting you.
You didn't
I'll
see
be
somebody open your door, Chill?
Yeah, I got the maintenance people outside.
Okay. I just
You guys thought Chill was under threat?
Yeah, ain't no
I
nonsense.
mean,
No. I got the maintenance people outside. They I got something going on with my.
I was
my
like,
camera
"What?
at the
Yo,
door.
buddy finally snapped." I was like, "Damn."
But yeah, Penn, like I was saying, so you guys are competitive. You have a good roster. But what is your weakest position?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard?
Yes. Small forward shooting guard. Like we need a wing. We need a shot creator. We need an athlete. We need a defender. We need AJ DeBonsta, man. We need AJ DeBonsta real bad. Okay. Straight up.
Yeah, well, you like that would be a team like Toronto would be a sneaky team that I would expect like a Darren Peterson to go to, or one of them top point guards like Mikael Brown. I'm like, I could beat out quickly, or I could get him traded by the trade
Kingston
deadline.
Fleming, exactly.
Yeah,
Just light him up, man.
I think this is a great idea, Ron.
Oh no.
How so?
Tell us why, Ox. Tell us why.
Well, because the main objective is to stop tanking. I think first things first, that's the main objective. Stopping tanking. It was the whole reason for this, right? And I think it does do that. I think it does help stopping tanking. One issue I do have with it is for teams like OKC that have amassed a treasure chest of picks. Like, what do we do for them? Do we give them like a little break with cap space or something like that? Like, how do you compensate them for the draft capital that they've already gotten? Right. That's my biggest thing. On top of that too, because I was listening that first round. I missed about a good 10-minute chunk right there. So y'all let me know if I'm repeating anybody. But Ron, the thing is, well, what Chill was saying actually, the thing is you can't just get everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lakers aren't going to be able to get the number one guy for 5 years straight. You know what I mean? There's some. Yeah, you only got to get it once, and then there's another one coming. You're right, and that's how it works. Just like in the lottery, you only got to get it once. It doesn't matter. Somebody's going to get them, but you can't keep getting them. Is what I'm saying. You know, because unlike what Chill just said about college, it's not like college. Like, it's not like one and done. It's not like you're only going to be here for 2, 3, 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference with the college. And on top of that, even with college, even with the NIL, it's starting to kind of level out a little bit. Like, okay, we can pay these guys now. So when on top of that, when you talk about the cap space of it, let me think, what's a weak team that has a really good player right now? Somebody help me out. Give me
a weak team. Washington.
Okay, let's say who?
Washington.
Oh, they got AD and Trey. That's right. Okay, so let's say if it's Washington, right? If let's say if they were to get Darren Peterson next year, okay, boom, that makes them a team. But next year, whoever the next guy up is, they can't just go back and get him too. I mean, they're paying AD, they're paying Trey. They're going to be paying Darren Peterson. You know, in order, you got a cap space. So in order for me to get this guy, who's leaving? You know,
well, wait a minute though, Ox. We do have a rookie scale, so it's not like we just paying these dudes whatever we want to pay them. So it's not.
Oh like, yeah. It would be a rookie contract.
Yeah,
you wouldn't just come in and be able to get a max.
Yeah, we do have a rookie scale,
right?
So
you would still
come in. That kind of ruins the whole thing. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I do understand that, but I do believe if it was to come straight free agency, I think they would have to bring that up a bit.
Mars, you can't just walk in the door and get paid what I get paid. I've been here for 8 years. I'm an all-pro 6 times.
I have an idea. I have an idea.
Oh no, that's the Superman. That's the all NBA stuff. But why can't I just get 30 million from the jump?
Yeah, I think those numbers are going to change. Chill. Those numbers are absolutely going to change if they do this. It's not going to be the same way that they go about paying the rookies now. If there's no draft, if it's straight free agency. Now I'm not saying it's like you said. I don't think it'll be super max, but I think the rookie contracts will go up a bit, and that way it's even more so. That makes it even more riskier too. That even makes it where it's like, okay, when you were a rookie and I had you on a rookie contract, I'd be more willing to take a chance with you because to Ron's point, everybody doesn't pan out. So am I gonna let's say now we can give the rookies what like mid-level exception money. What's that? 18? 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah, 14 to 15, I think it is.
So let's say now we can give these guys this much. Am I gonna give you $15 million if I'm not so sure about you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, so
and then I saw real quick because I saw a video about this too, and they were saying not only will there be a strict cap, but they'll do something. Well, I think it was in baseball. I think the Pittsburgh Pirates. I was listening to it. I'm not all the way sure, but I'm not really too hip on what happened in baseball in the 80s and 90s and stuff, right? But I guess they're saying on top of that, they'll make it to where there's a certain amount of money that you have to spend, so that there's not owners and teams that are just going to sit around like, oh, we cool, we're not going to, like, you have to spend that money too. But go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and throw this on the screen. My man at NBA Trade Center, they do a good job over there. They proposed something, and this is really what got my wheels spinning. NBA Trade Center, you guys can see the graphic on the screen, said it would be a massive mistake to get rid of the NBA draft. If you want rookies to sign with the team, you have to make sure it has to have a separate cap. And he said, as an example, the 14 worst teams get access to $20 million in space for rookies. And then the rest of the league is given incentives or given increments. So 10 million for 15 through 20, 5 million for 20 through 30. So essentially, yes, you could sign any rookie, but you have an allocated amount of money in order to do that.
I think it should be true free agency. If they're going to do this, I think it should be true free agency. Let these players negotiate what they want. I don't think there should be rookie contracts. If Wemby is in the pool, the team's going to offer Wemby 4 years, 120, and that should be able to secure Wemby in a way that the Lakers wouldn't be able to afford to give Wemby 4 years, 120, but a team with a bunch of cap space could. Whereas the teams that have no cap space because they're trying to compete right now, they're probably gonna have to settle for some of the lower role player rookies who can help them win, but they can't pay them as much.
But what
So I
happens if
think
the Lakers
that-
do have that though, Mars? Because like we're looking at the Lakers.
Then they offer Wemby 4 years, 120. That is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't like if you're trying to stop tanking, which I agree with Ox, this undeniably stops tanking. By the way, I'm on the team where I don't think tanking is as big of a problem. So I don't.
Me
agree
neither.
with
I hate this whole.
Yeah,
shot
I don't
thing.
agree with this
is
whole
dumb.
idea. I'm not saying I agree with the concept, but if the aim is to stop tanking, which it clearly is, I think this idea stops tanking. Like absolutely stops tanking. I think rookies should be not supermaxes that come with
Didn't we already
all
solve
NBAs
this?
and MVPs and whatever. But
Well, the reason why we had to your
We came
point,
up
Mars,
here a
good
year
question.
ago and we solved this. If the NBA
Yeah.
would just listen to players' choice, we would have solved this by now. I swear to God, we came up here and we talked about no repeat years. That shit happens to you if you do it 2-3 years in a row. You get moved to the end of the draft. Why not implement that? Why are we abolishing the whole thing? We're throwing the baby out with the bathwater here. There are different ways to do this. Also, I truly believe that we are in this very weird space where I'm hearing fans talk about the game very differently than they did when I was growing up. Nobody was thinking about 5 years, 8 years from now. When Jordan retired, Chill, you can back me up on this. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. Was anyone saying the Bulls should tank?
No.
Exactly. They still had
Nobody's saying
Pippen.
that.
Go try to win a championship without Jay. So my view on this is if that same situation happened today, people would be like, oh, well, they should tank and trade Pippen and trade this and rebuild. Sam Hinkie has ruined people's brains. This process shit has ruined people's brains. It has taken the value out of each individual game as meaning anything. We now treat the regular season like a joke. I think a lot of people do. Players talk about it very openly. They're like, oh, well, I'm only here for the playoffs. Kawhi has talked about it. No offense to Kawhi, but when he got to Toronto, he's like, yo, the regular season's a tune-up. I'm here for the playoffs. And I understand that. But when the players don't care about it, the fans don't care about it. When the fans don't care about it, it's okay to tank. I think that the Utah Jazz would get a lot more pushback from their fans if we didn't live in this social
The players
culture.
stopped caring about the regular season because the fans stopped caring about the regular season. The media stopped caring.
I don't
Players
see.
want
See, here's the
themselves.
thing, real talk. I don't agree with you because I believe that fans take notes from players, not players taking notes from fans. And you could say it's kind of happening at the same time, but I don't think that's.
I mean,
it.
this is like a chicken. What came first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing? I mean,
Well, the answer is the egg, quite obviously.
Yeah.
It has to be the egg. It has to be the egg.
Like, I've
No,
never
it's
understood
the
that
chicken
question.
because
I've
it
never
can't be an
understood
egg
that
without two chickens.
No, it's
Yo,
impossible
exactly.
for a chicken.
If you want to
chicken
have it,
came
if
before the
you
egg.
want to
The
have
egg,
an
Mars.
all-time
You
PC
can't-
debate, let's
you
debate
can't
the
just-
chicken and egg
wait,
shit,
wait.
man.
You
I want to get
can't
to the
just
bottom of
appear
this.
somewhere. You have to be born. You can't just automatically just show up. Like you have to be born. The egg has
Is
to
the
crack.
chicken fried? That's what I
Bro,
want.
but
Is the chicken
somebody has to
fried? Is the
produce
egg
the
hot?
egg.
Come on. Is the egg
Something has to produce
over?
the egg.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the hoes go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.